we got to start with the big tech news of the day. And this requires a little bit of background. On Wednesday, Samsung was planning an event in Shanghai to unveil its new Galaxy Fold smartphone. And the Fold means what you think it means. This is the foldable display phone. That was going to be on Wednesday. It was going to be on sale on Friday. And today, Samsung announced it is postponing the event. The company actually didn't say why they were postponing it, but I think for anyone who has seen the early reviews, because of course Samsung, like any consumer tech company, got the product out early to some tech reviewers. To
the influencers. Everyone envision my air quotes. Influencers.
Well, I think these are like Joanna Stern.
They're what we used to call tech reviewers.
Yeah. Well, I think Joanna Stern, for one, at the Wall Street Journal, did a very entertaining and illuminating video. And the reviewers, it didn't go well. And so they are postponing this event and the launch of this phone, and it seems like for really good reasons.
It did and it didn't. The Verge had a great long video, and the reviewer said this, and his phone broke. The screen broke on his, and so the story,
just to be clear,
scandal is that the screen is breaking, which is something as a guy who builds things for a living. I was like, you're going to try to make a screen fold? You take a piece of leather or a piece of nylon webbing and you fold it enough times, it starts to get broken.
It's going to wear out.
I don't know how you can build a screen that won't. They must think they have. Unfortunately, there's 4 high visibility reviewers who's broke. 2 of them, as far as I know, peeled off this protective layer you're not supposed to peel off. It's an anti-scratch layer because the screen itself is plastic, not glass, I guess. And in doing so, they probably busted up the electronics underneath it and it went bad, but others didn't peel that off and it still went bad. And so there are a few of these units, a handful, but of course on the tweeter that equates to everything. So it's a big problem because everybody's worried, especially because it's a $2,000 phone. That said, the guy at The Verge actually said, I really like this, even though there's a whole bunch of stuff I don't like. He said he really liked the unit anyway because, well, there were various reasons. It's worth going through. Casey Neistat is a YouTube guy, right? Does drones and phones and stuff. He really kind of liked it too. Looking at it, I was expecting to scoff. I'm a scoffer. But
you are.
I'm a scoffer, but I think when the tech is better and if they can get these screens not to break, it will actually take a lot of the tablet market because people are carrying on tablets and phones because they're really 2 different use cases. If you can get that screen a little bit bigger, you probably don't need the tablet. Everybody said, there's a visible crease, but you don't really care about that after a while. And the crease isn't worn in, it's just there, and it's probably always going to be there. My prediction, Apple does a little bit better job with this in the near future, and it becomes the thing, which would probably kill a lot of the iPad sales. But maybe tablets deserve to die. Maybe we just need phones that have foldable screens.
Yeah, it really does seem like Samsung is onto something here. They are absolutely not there yet.
Yeah.
And as you said, they're asking people to pay $2,000 for this thing. Now, and
it's like the thickness of 2 phones plus a little airspace when it's folded. So it's a big chunk. It weighs twice as much as a phone. It is not there yet, but I think they will get there.
But to your point of what it might do to the tablet market, if you look at this and say to yourself, well, I was thinking about buying a new phone and a new tablet, that gets you, if you're buying top of the line, that gets you somewhere in the neighborhood of, $1,500, $1,700. So you can justify the price, but only if it works.
Yeah.
You really have to be confident that this is going to work.
I think they're going to have to come out with a big splash, a big deal, we'll replace these things if they wear out. They said it was good for, I don't know how many 100,000 openings and closings, which is only 5 years and 100 openings a day. People are going to do more than that. I'm astounded that they thought they could release this because, again, as a guy who builds things like bicycles and worries about things bending a little bit over and over again and eventually breaking, it's astounding to me that you could build a flexible screen that would work at all, that you could open 10 times and it wouldn't break.
And a little bit of this, and only a little bit of this for Samsung, is a communications problem because, as you said, they've got this protective layer on top that people naturally started to peel off because if you buy any other device from Samsung or Apple, they usually come with this very thin layer of plastic that is protective.
Yeah.
you peel that off. And so they didn't go out of their way to tell the reviewers, oh, by the way, this thing that we know you're used to pulling off, don't touch it.
Yeah. Well, and it should have been clear because it was really hard to pull off. And some of the reviewers said, like, I started pulling on this and then it became clear this was a no-no. But, the screen itself being plastic and flexible, there are going to be people who won't like it because it is going to get dinged and those dings are not going to go away. And that's going to be something that some people will not be able to get over, especially for $2,000.
It'll be an interesting thing to watch, not just how Samsung retools this, reboots it, and eventually launches it, but also to see the response from Apple. Because I think you're right. Like if the Apple folks aren't already working on this, if they were not already working on this, they probably are now.
I think if someone gets this more reliable, thins the sides down, I think there's a very good use case for it in the future. And then the prices, of course, will drop like crazy. I mean, how long ago I bought a TV for $300 a month ago or something, and it's like the size of my wall. I remember when those didn't exist, and then I remember when they were $2,000, and now they're cheaper than your phone. They're cheaper than like a phone at Cricket. That's what happens.
Not that we're picking on Cricket.
No, that's what I've got. I'm a cheapskate. but I think my phone costs more than my TV.